As a lot of you probably already know, I'm a big fan of game shows. And one of my favorite games is, of course, Press Your Luck. They had a lot of cool things occurring on that show, like the big bucks and even the menacing whammies. But they had the big share of winners, and they did have this one guy on there who really just tore a path up. His name was Michael Larson, and I just recently saw this semi autobiographical flick about this man as well, chances of being a big winner on Pressure Luck in The Luckiest Man in America. But is this recent film worthy enough to make you feel lucky enough to be a big winner? Or is this one going to make you feel unlucky to give you the big L? Find out in this spoiler free review right now. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a spoiler free review of the 2024 drama flick The Luckiest Man in America, released by IFC Films, directed and co written by Shamier Oliveros. The film stars Paul Walter Hauser as the main character, with Walton Goggins, Shamier Anderson, Brian Geraghty, Patty Harrison, Haley Bennett, Damian Young, Lily Kay, James Wolk, Shawnette Renee Wilson, David Rystall, Ricky Rossert, David Strahan, Johnny Knoxville, and Maisie Williams. Now, well, I kind of say it's biographical, but it's a semi-fictionalized account of Michael Larson's 1984 appearance on the game show Press Your Luck, during which he used his memorization of the game board's patterns to win record sums of money and prizes. If you do remember that, now, the film was released last year. Well, it made its premiere at the Toronto International Film Festival last September and recently came to theaters this past April. Now, of course, it's available to rent or buy on streaming. It should be coming to IFC, well, not IFC, but to AMC Plus later on. Eventually did decent enough. Anyway, in 1984, down on his luck, ice cream truck driver Michael Larson slips into an audition for Press Your Luck when another contestant is late for his appointment. Well, he explains his background to the interviewers, contestant coordinator Chuck, and executive producer Bill Carruthers, but is removed from the office when the real contestant arrives. Carruthers, however, likes Larson's potential as an underdog and books him for the next day's taping. The next day, he is slated to compete against returning champion Ed, a minister, and fellow challenger Janie, a dental assistant. He struggles early with providing correct answers to the trivia questions posed by host Pierre Tamarkin, but manages to gain spins on the show's game board, where he collects some wings before spinning a whammy, reducing his score at 0. As the last place player, he plays first in the second round and soon passes $16,000 by continually spinning squares that award him both money and additional spins and what have you. And well, I really will tell you that, yeah, I really don't want to tell you the rest. I think if you've seen the episode, you know what I'm talking about. But this is kind of a semi fictionalized account of this little event. But I'm not going to give you the rest of the story. So if you want to know what happened, see this movie. This does have a mid credit scene featuring a clip from the actual real life Pressure Luck episode went to market interviewing Larson following his victory. Now, for my thoughts on this film, I thought the film was not bad. It was pretty good and what have you. The film made over 433,000 at the box office. Nothing said about budget though. Anyway, the film sets at 66% on Rotten Tomatoes, where they say if the film doesn't deliver, well, fully deliver on the potential of its sensational true story, it fortunately has Paul Walter Hauser on hand to provide some welcome emotional complexity. And Metacritic has a score of 67. Now, I agree with them. I think Paul Walter Hauser absolutely nails it as Michael Larson. His performance as Larson was perfect. I absolutely loved it. Seriously, I think he was the best thing this movie had to offer him, what have you. Anyway, Matt Zoller Sites of RogerEbert.com thought it was pretty good, saying that the film is good follow-up viewing for Quiz Show, which of course that was a film that came out back in 1994, which I haven't seen, but I've heard of it though. Which of course was about the 1950s quiz show scandals that prompted congressional investigations and led to reforms in the television industry. It's also an example of how to make a low budget movie that immerses you in a long gone world and the minds of people who lived in it, while maintaining a tight geographical focus on a small number of characters. Steve Pulaski and was impressed, praising the production design and knowing the film is great entertainment for those like me who embrace television history. It's gratifying to see a story as bizarre as this one given such careful attention to detail with fewer motives besides being a satisfying watch. Christian Carrion, a buzzer blog, a news website exclusively covering game shows, unfortunately dissed the film, saying while the film was fine enough, the episodes of the shows themselves, as well as the companion GSN documentary, are still the definitive method of experiencing this tale. Well, that's understandable. Even so, the thing was not too bad. I mean, it was good and what have you. Maybe not quite as big as the actual set from the actual show. If you've seen this, I'm sure you've seen, well, the two separate episodes that CBS was forced to air because Larson just, well, I think you know the story, okay? How we did it, what have you. But anyway, if you're into something like this, then this is a film I would recommend you check out. John Carroll Kirby's score is pretty good and what have you. But anyway, and the story was not too bad. Now, aside from Paul Walter Hauser, who played Michael Larson, we have Walton Goggins taking on the role of Peter Tamarkin. Yes, now, of course, most of you might remember Goggins from The Shield, Justified, and The Righteous Gemstones. And, of course, from other series including Invincible, Fallout, and The White Lotus. I will say he's pretty good in his performance. Definitely. But David Strahan played Bill Carruthers, of course, his company produced Pressure Luck. I've got to say, he did pretty good and what have you. Now, for other characters, we have Sylvia, played by Maisie Williams, not too bad. Shamier Anderson played the character of Chuck, not too bad. Now, for Larson's competitors, Ed was played by Brian Geraghty, and Peggy Harrison played Janie. They weren't too bad. Let's see, Haley Bennett played the character of Patricia, and Damian Young played Kaufman. James Woke played the character of Junior. Lily Kay played the character of Lisa. Shawnette Renee Wilson played the character of Donna. David Rysdahl played the character of Todd. Ricky Ruster played the character of Whitman. While Johnny Knoxville, of course you know of Jackass fame, played a talk show host named Leon Hart. Yes. While Chris Nichter did the voice of Pressure Luck's own announcer, the late great Rod Rye. So the cast isn't too bad, one of you. But anyway, I still liked how this had to offer. It did give me a few surprising laughs and what have you in some parts. But this was a pretty serious type of drama, which of course is a semi-fictionalized account of this guy's winnings on his appearance on one of the great game shows of the 80s. Pressure Luck. But anyway, I think I would recommend this. If you've seen the actual episodes of Pressure Luck with Michael Larson, and you really want to see a film that's, well, kind of semi fictionalized on this little situation and what have you, well, or something like that, check it out. I think you'll really like it. So, anyway, I thought The Luckiest Man in America was good. I think the cast was pretty good. Their characters weren't too bad. Story's not too bad. The direction wasn't too bad. Music wasn't too bad. well, score wise, and others. So I liked it. So for my score, I'm gonna give The Luckiest Man in America 4.5 stars. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give it a 9. So, what did you think of The Luckiest Man in America? Have you seen this film? If so, let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, make it grow, and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel, get them to know me. Maybe they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation. Share my vids with your friends if you'd like. And join me tomorrow morning when I bring to you the final part of my Saturday morning TV log revisited of Filmation's Archie series with the US of Archie. So I hope you enjoyed this, and if you did, check out these other videos. In the upper left-hand corner is my review. Well, actually, it's going to be part of main reviews. Another IFC film, and that had two reviews. One of them had an IFC Films title in it, and that was Late Night with the Devil. Yeah, pretty good fright fest of a film. In the upper right-hand corner is the Wide World of Game Shows episode I did on the game itself, Press Your Luck. Or if you would like maybe another kind of a fun-filled take of something with a silly kind of game show to feature in a movie and what have you, but just in one scene. Check out my re-review of the cult classic UHF from 1989. In the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thank you for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.